Here we go. Hey, today on the Entertainment Answer, we have...
I knew you weren't going to be able to do it. I knew it.
Thanks. Today on the Entertainment Answer, we have our very special guests, Susan Kamyab and Preston Barta, and we are going to be talking about great things happening in October. Am I right?
Yeah, we are. We're going to be doing October movies. We're going to be doing Blu-rays and our favorite Halloween movies.
And it all starts now.
Welcome. This is the Entertainment Answer.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Dedicated to helping you decide what to spend your hard-earned money on at the box office. Looking for the latest DVD and Blu-ray releases? We have the answer for that, too.
It'll be our little secret.
You know, it's exciting.
Want something fun and untucked?
I feel like I should say something smart.
Welcome to the Entertainment Answer.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Sweetheart, we're taking off.
Took him a second.
Took me a second.
I couldn't say the whole thing because it's been banned from the studio. Welcome to the Entertainment Answer, my favorite show of the month. As always, it's our podcast RoundTable. Now we're into October, which is not only fall and for some people football.
Yeah.
For some people baseball playoffs. But for us, it's movies, and the small taste of maybe what's coming up for the Oscars, plus scary movies. Brian, who we have with us as a guest?
We have Preston Barta from the Denton Record Chronicle and FreshFiction.tv. Mm-hmm. How you doing?
I'm good.
How you doing? And we got Susan Kamyab with This Chick's Flicks and Dallas Morning News and Irving Community Television.
Yep.
Bam.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
How you doing?
You do.
Is it weird being the only girl in the room all the time?
No.
No.
On the show?
Used to it.
Used to it?
Yeah.
All right. You hold your own in this male-infused...
She's a lady
The
dude.
station at Irving, there's only like 3 ladies that work, including myself.
Oh.
It's only like 3 women.
Y'all need to step it up.
And
It's
one,
all
and one of them is part of the cleaning crew.
Wow. And, of course, bringing color commentary, color graphics, Mr. Dave Curley over
Hi
there.
there.
My
We
name is
missed you last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed you guys too. I was like feeling unwhole.
We didn't know
incomplete.
where you were.
Yeah, we
Yes.
didn't know where you were.
Yes.
We had to make assumptions, as
Yes.
always.
No, I was sick last week and I'm still coughing. So if I end up horking up a lung or something like that, we'll just,
We'll edit that out.
yeah,
is what we'll do.
we'll send it
Freak out. We're
to Blumhouse.
running away.
Yes. Well, we are going to talk about October movies, but then we're also going to talk about stuff that's releasing for the home theater. And Preston even brought this whole big stack of fun stuff I can't wait for us to talk about.
I can't reach it.
Which is good.
I can't. I'm gonna have to. If I get pissed, I'm gonna have to get up and walk over there to knock it over.
Don't exert yourself. Don't do anything weird. Well, I thought it'd be kind of fun and to do something different because every month we sort of want to change up a little bit of how we approach the movies. And I thought this time it'd be fun just to bring what we think is our 4 most anticipated films of October. Instead of breaking it down, well, this week this comes out, this is your bang for your buck, just to kind of just look at the month as a whole and figure out, what should we focus in on? And I have to admit, I had a hard time finding 4 films in October.
I
found
same
3.
thing.
I found a bunch.
Honestly, I put like 3 I'm really excited about, and then I was like, question mark.
And see, I was almost to the point. I almost
October?
emailed everybody back and go, let's do 3 because it was.
It's hard.
But then also, I did look at the list and said Brian's probably going to find like 8.
Well,
Sure
I think
enough.
like isn't 31 like Rob Zombie's on there?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, that's probably on his list.
It's right there.
Of course.
Oh my God, 31. I've been dying
Rob
to
Zombie.
see it.
He's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still making excellent films.
Where would he
Minus
go?
Halloween 1 and 2.
Yeah. So do you think we should just do each of us do one, or just focus on everybody just do their
I know, I've
4
got
at a
like
time? No, I mean should we do like mine, yours, 1, 2, and then go back
Yeah,
4
let's go
times around?
Sure.
You want to do that?
What else are we gonna do?
I don't know. We had all day.
Steel cage match.
Chairs and ladders and stuff.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh, sorry.
TLC.
Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my.
Oh my.
It's like shoots and ladders, right?
Sort of.
Anyway, boy, that was a rabbit trail.
Preston loves wrestling.
All right. Well, if you can narrow your list down, Brian, from 8 or 10 to like 4, what's one of them on your list of October that you're excited about?
Oh,
I'm gonna see how many of them we all have the same.
Yeah.
The Accountant. I'm looking forward to because I like Ben Affleck, and I guess since I've already seen this, but The Handmaiden.
So you're going to do 2 now instead of 1?
Yeah, okay, so we just totally blew out.
Yeah.
But I know The Handmaiden wasn't on any of yours.
It was on mine.
It was on
I
mine.
know, it's on mine.
Yeah, fine.
Success.
Okay.
Maybe we should
Y'all don't
just
have to talk now.
list each person just list theirs
I
and
guess,
then go.
I guess we'll
like
do
that.
2 now.
All right. So we can defend later. Let's
Okay.
just do what's on our list. All right.
Okay.
So you're going to do The Accountant.
Okay.
Preston, what's one of yours?
I'll do.
It's like,
I'll do Moonlight.
he's like a poker player. He's like looks down at his hand. Which one?
Moonlight.
Moonlight.
All right. Miss Susan.
So, am I not supposed to say the ones that already have been?
No,
named?
you can.
I mean, because y'all all it's 3 of them have been mentioned, but I mean, The Accountant. That's my number 1 that I'm most anticipated about.
I want you to talk about Handmaiden.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, Dave, you actually have a list?
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. All right, what's on yours?
Yeah. Well,
One.
obviously The Accountant as well.
All right.
But-
Well, let's just clear the gamut because mine's The Accountant too
Okay.
is number 1.
Yeah.
So we can almost remove that.
Okay. I'm also looking forward to seeing Jack Reacher.
Me too.
All right. Which this one is called Jack Reacher.
Never go home.
back.
Never
Go back.
Never go
Never
back.
go back.
Yeah, never go back. Yeah.
Kind of
I
Now
have-
you've read the Jack Reacher.
I read
books,
all the
right?
Jack Reacher books.
Yeah. So what did you think of the first one? I remember you saying last year that he didn't physically embody the part, but how about the attitude and everything else?
Just a quick synopsis. I had a hard time with Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher. I almost boycotted the whole franchise and even sent a text to Lee Child of why he would actually endorse Tom Cruise to play this
Wow.
character. But watching the movie and separating myself from the books, Tom Cruise does a great job, and I think it was a fun action film.
Yeah, I agree.
But I have to go into it. This isn't a Jack Reacher movie. This is some character I've never seen before.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I do.
Wow. Yeah. So I like that.
So is Handmaiden gonna be your second one?
Yeah, Handmaiden's probably my second one.
All right. What's your second one?
Birth of a Nation.
Really,
Birth of a Nation?
Preston?
Guess it's good.
All right, Suze.
Kevin Hart, What Now? Which I'm gonna have to pay to see because it's the same day as The Accountant.
I know.
Which is a real bummer.
And I almost let Marianne know that. I was like, hey, we need to do something different.
I let her know, but
Well, so my list isn't exactly like yours. I'm going to go with Inferno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's mine.
Is that one on yours?
Yeah, I want to see Inferno big time.
All right.
I
Inferno
really
on your
like.
list?
I really like the Dan Brown movies and books.
All right. Back to you.
I'm out too with that one.
My third one? I guess I will do 31. Rob Zombie's 31. Serial Killer Clowns.
Surprise, surprise.
Nothing new to add. Mention them.
You really?
Yep.
So I can put a countdown down for you?
I did Accountant and Handmaiden as the other 2.
All right. We'll just finish our full listen. So give me a 4, 2 more. We'll just finish our 4.
How about Shin Godzilla? Oh,
Okay.
You just rolled your eye.
I didn't roll I have something in it. Allergies.
And Ouija 2. The
Really?
Ouija
I didn't
movie.
see. I didn't
like
see
the
Ouija
first
1.
Really?
We
Yeah.
heard that. We heard that was good from the Blumhouse people.
Yeah.
Ouija 2.
You know how to spell Ouija?
No, I'll put
Oh,
What'd you
Ouija.
spell it out
But
as?
you-
W-E-G-E.
I'm so surprised because you're
We-
scared of Ouija boards.
I am definitely
Ouija.
scared of.
A Ouija board.
I did a whole seance of Ouija board.
Wedgie board. I don't know.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you did one?
Yes.
Is
a
it
long time
Ouija
ago, that's
or
why
Ouija?
I've never done it again.
I always heard Ouija
Touch
board.
that.
Ouija. What?
It's a wedgie. That's the underwear.
Yeah, that's the Ouija.
Oh, now I know how to spell it. O-I-J-A. Well, maybe not. You got something
I'll
good?
save. I mean, I'll just
Save the
finish
day.
out my 4. It was Handmaiden and Moonlight, which has already been.
All right. Dave?
You ready?
No, I'm never ready.
Is everybody sitting down?
There was slim pickings. I feel like.
Medea's Halloween.
No.
I knew. You're such a fan
She's
of
the
the
new
Medea.
Ernest.
I
She
love,
really is.
You know
That's
what?
a
I love
good-
Tyler Perry. I think that dude is just like
I don't like Tyler
ridiculously talented. Ridiculously
Good and
talented.
terrible.
And what's your fourth one?
My fourth one's actually Hacksaw Ridge in November.
Remember.
It's pretty slim pickings. for
Then
October.
mine's Rogue One.
Yeah, perfect.
Nobody put Girl on a Train, which is excellent.
Well, I put
did.
that as like a
you
backup.
would put that.
That
I
was
put
on my
that-
list.
I put that
Okay.
as a back. You said there was like the
But didn't you say
whatever
it
not
sucked?
make it or something.
Well, I made my list the day that we did the run sheet. So I had made my list before we saw the screening, and I was like, well, it doesn't make sense to go back and change my list because that wouldn't be because it was my anticipated film of
That's
October.
what I put. I was like,
Okay.
was anticipating.
All right, so now that
And then Kevin Hart was my other one, and Inferno. Yeah.
now that you've seen your anticipated film, what'd you think?
Well, I tell you what, this segment's almost over, so I think we've broken down the ones that were. So in the next segment, we can go through and talk about what we thought about these. And as we come up, we're also going to be talking about Blu-rays that are hitting all of month of October. Preston brought a nice stack of things, and then of course, Mr. 4K over there is probably going to have some rare exclusive item that we have not heard of.
Got it hidden somewhere.
But it's interesting though. In October, it seems like most of us have the same things on our list. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, we'll break all this down in the next segment. But what was definitely not on your list? What is the thing you're probably not going to? Was there anything in October that you were like, I just can't? I know I'm just kind of springing this on you guys.
I was going to take you. We were going to have
that was what I saw on the list. And I was like, why? I didn't even
You
know
were
they
going to
had
be my
another.
date.
I'm sorry. That
And again-
was terrible.
These are the times when I think video works better than audio, because not only do you just hear she go Medea with the look on her face that she just thumbs over at Curly.
Yeah.
Medea, not going to happen.
Oh,
So-
hell no.
Inferno for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just.
Somehow
I was saying, but
looks
didn't.
awful.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I think I
Those
just
movies are
feel like I
bad.
need. Yeah, the movies haven't been good, but I want to finish it. I want to finish what's, and I just like Tom Hanks. So
Yeah.
I like Tom Hanks too, but the last thing he did good was a long time.
Sully.
yeah, like
Hating it.
a couple weeks ago.
He was okay in
the
Sully.
movie.
Last thing
Captain
he,
Phillips?
Captain Phillips.
in the last 30 seconds,
He-
he was good.
Whatever. He killed it in Captain Phillips. Oh my God.
Lucky for
That was his
you.
best.
Why don't-
Lucky for you, we have to take a break because they're about to land on you
Why don't
hard.
you go wait in the car?
And we were talking about Hanks, not Cruise. Maybe you got confused. Anyway, we'll take a small break, come back with our breakdown of October right here on the Entertainment Answer.
It appears you're out of options. Tell me about the threat known as Inferno. Professor Langdon, we need your help. 3 days ago, a man killed himself. We think it was part of something much bigger. There was a package in his pocket.
And what was it?
It's Dante's Inferno.
Dante defined our modern conception of hell 700 years ago. But these circles of hell have been rearranged. Why Dante? Why this map of hell? Dante. Dante's death mask. Yes. We've got to get to Florence. I need access to the Dante mask.
The Dante mask is no longer here. It was stolen. Here's the security footage.
Professor? That looks like you.
I have no memory of taking that mask.
You did. I just saw you.
I want to know what I'm involved with.
Why was someone shooting at you?
Everything is out of focus.
Professor, you are having visions, aren't you? The people behind this would do anything to protect the truth. You have no idea what they're capable of.
This is what I have been seeing. Look, look, look. This is not in the original painting.
Here's another one. Prophecy.
Oh my God. Dante's Inferno isn't fiction, it's a prophecy. Someone created a plague.
Our population is spiraling out of control. Inferno is the cure.
They're gonna wipe out half the world's population unless we find this virus. They left a trail.
You won't be able to trust your own thoughts for a while. Human lives are at stake. If a plague exists, you know what governments will do to get it.
The professor has become a liability.
Go, let's get him.
Here. There's always a way out.
It's nice to have you back, Professor.
If this plague is real,
Then we only have 48 hours to stop an extinction level event.
I will do everything I can to find it.
Everybody over there!
Get on up!
Everybody up there!
Get into it!
Everybody over here!
Get involved!
Everybody here!
This is lovable. Well, we've during the break we kind of got off on who was better, Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise. So I think in a future show, I think we're going to have to just really have this in a to use Brian's vernacular,
Presidential debate.
A Tom Smackdown.
Smackdown.
You went with a presidential thing than a wrestling. The first time I gave you the opportunity to go with a wrestling,
you were actually going to be relevant.
You were a wrestling metaphor, and you just don't.
To segue that
it.
into wrestling, Donald Trump is in the Hall of Fame of WWE.
Is he really?
Yes, he is, unfortunately.
Interesting. But yeah, a future show, we will see who's better, Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise, based on roles in movies.
Or Tom and Jerry.
No. The whole segment again. No. Well, looking at the list, we when the show started, we said there's not a lot to choose from in October, but the lists are still really varied. Only 2 of us had Kevin Hart, which I knew Preston was not going to have Kevin Hart on his list at all.
Why don't you like Kevin Hart?
The funniest man on television.
Is it because he's black? You don't like black people? You don't like black comedians? You don't like black comedians?
Nope.
Those are your words.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
It's just like that moment in Step Brothers where he goes, "I don't know what it is about you. I just don't like you." That's how I feel.
Yeah, he just makes me laugh in everything he does. And watching the trailer for this, he's so just the way he just makes fun of himself.
He's a cartoon character.
I enjoy Kevin Hart.
Is it because he's short?
No. Stop with this discrimination.
I enjoy Kevin Hart. I'm just not looking forward to his stand-up. I would rather see him with The Rock again or something like that.
Yeah, but it looks like, now, unless it's just in the trailer, they're going to mix in a lot of
They're going to do that Metallica thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little hesitant
so
about that. I kind of
that.
wish they would just do it kind of like the first stand-up movie. And I don't know. Makes me a little nervous, but I like anything Kevin Hart does. So.
And with as thin as October was, that had to be on my list.
Hey,
but,
just parenthetically, that Metallica thing. Did you see that? Was it good?
Many times.
Was it
You saw
good?
it many times?
Yes.
He's a big
It was.
Metallica
I
fan.
had it on Netflix on repeat when it was on Netflix for a while.
I'm sure it's great to just listen to them play, but I don't know about.
But the
I
whole
would just,
story,
I would
the
just
whole-
play it in the background to listen to them.
Well, yeah, I
You might
guess
as well do that with the
that's
album.
what I should say. It was like instead of using,
I don't really watch it for the film.
Instead of
part
Spotify, I would just have it on the audio just to listen because it was like listening to them live in concert. It was just so
because
well
the movie
done.
part of it's very out there.
Yeah. It was very Kiss Meets the Phantom in a lot of places. But as far as a
Kiss Meets Scooby-Doo.
concert video, I think it's fantastic the way it's shot and how it looks and everything
Put a lot
else.
of money into it.
But I'm a huge Metallica fan, so it's easy for me to get on board with that. Well, the accountant on everybody's list, pretty much. Will this be Ben Affleck's Argo for this year? Will he?
No, we got Live by Night. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
What?
His next directing movie that comes out.
So you don't think he'll get nominated at least for? I mean, we haven't
He
seen it. It
might.
could go either way.
That's the thing. I feel like I'm not going to do that. I do that too much where I'm like, oh, it looks like an Oscar-y performance or you can get nominated, and then I'm wrong after I watch it. So we'll see.
What, for the accountant?
Yeah.
Seems more like a plot-driven film than it is.
It seemed, yeah.
character.
I feel like it seems like Jason Bourne. But
It's a
with Ben
Jason.
Affleck.
It's a
I
Tom
don't
Clancy
know.
movie. It's
I think
a
it's going to be
Jason Bourne
so
movie.
much deeper than that. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be.
I'm sure there's
deeper.
something to his character.
Yeah, there's just the whole way that his character's built and just his
He has-
background and the secrecy
It's
of.
kind of, they said like he was kind of like Rain Man kind of thing. Like it's
Beautiful
like that
Mind.
Dustin, Beautiful Mind and
with
Dustin
a
Hoffman
with
kind of
a
thing.
50 caliber sniper rifle.
Yeah,
Man with
so
a gun.
so the concept of that, this brilliant kid who's just Rain Man, instead of going to Vegas, he helps mobs and becomes this hit. I think it's gonna be brilliant. I think it's gonna be that movie that catches all the
I
attention.
think it'll be fun. That's all I think. Like Magnificent Seven was fun. I think this will be fun.
Yeah, but kind of dark fun. I think it's gonna have some darkness to it. I think.
It's still so like nothing has really stood out yet for Oscar season besides maybe Sully. I feel like it's really it's possible.
Oh, and Neon Demon, the one that confirmed Brian's entire existence.
It's possible that the accountant could. I mean, maybe it's all going to overload in November and December, but right now it's like anybody has a chance to shine.
Yeah, and maybe it is going to be just thick in November, December, but I don't know, man. This year is, but that doesn't take away from the account. I'm not saying that because there's nothing out there. I really, ever since I saw the first trailer for the accountant, I was like, there's something about this movie. It's going to be, we're going to walk out there going, wow, that was pretty deep. And then Handmaiden, which I think a lot of people need to see and most people won't see.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, a couple times.
Good, huh?
Dude.
It's a love story told like from different perspectives 3 times, I think. and it is just so beautiful and done in such an innocent and
elegant, funny way,
Yeah.
really funny way.
Yeah, there was they would go from like these just beautiful, almost like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragons framing, this beautiful color, and then they would throw in some line that was like, that was funny and just kind of tongue in cheek, and then
it was a mixed bag of like all these genres together, like even like with horror and thriller, comedy, drama, and
romance.
Yeah, and then a mystery thriller where they just sort of once you think you figured out the plot, then they bring in this other angle, and you're like, wow, I didn't see that
Pretty
coming.
unpredictable.
Yeah. And they do it in less than 3 hours.
Yeah, and
What is the running time?
2.5 hours.
2 hours 40 minutes.
Yeah, but it
goes by
doesn't.
fast.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that at all.
The Korean director Park Chan-wook he is one of the most brilliant filmmakers ever. He directed Old Boy, the original, and
Stoker.
Vision Stoker.
I like Stoker.
It is. It literally is like, I think it's like his opus. Like, it is
I think so too.
good.
Yeah, it's in my top 5, I think, of the year easily.
You've never seen anything like this.
Right, but some people are going to. I think people shy away from. Well, it's got subtitles, and some people are all.
They'll dub.
I gotta read and watch a movie.
But there's something.
I want to read a book. I'll read a book.
There's something about the story that's very universal. Like even the humor to it translates very well for American audiences, I believe.
Yeah, and it does, and I think because too, it's produced what Americans long for. I think what Girl on the Train people wanted from Girl on the Train, this movie gives them. They want that twist. They want that dark sort of mystery, and well, who's playing who in this?
Yeah.
And so I think they really have made it what American audiences want. And yeah, you just gotta see it.
I want to.
I know you're trying really hard.
Yeah.
So we need to rally around Susan and get her a link.
Yeah.
Get a link. So, well, Girl on the Train we all saw. Mm-hmm. So, what was it? Did you guys go in with high expectations or low expectations?
Mild.
Medium.
Low.
All right. I went in with, I think we all went in the same thing. My wife had read the book and raved about it, but she didn't want to see the movie because she just had a feeling that the movie was not going to be able to do what the books did because it's so cerebral and you have to really be into Rachel, the main character's head, so much that there wasn't going to be able to transition. So what was it about it you walked out of there? One of us liked it, Susan.
Yeah.
And one of us hated it, Brian.
Yes.
I just sort of, I didn't love it or hate it. I was like, okay, that was a movie, and I'm done.
That was a movie.
Is that which side of that spectrum are you on, Preston?
Well, before we saw it, me and Brian were texting back and forth, and we at this point we were talking about the Greasy Strangler. But after the movie was over, I asked him like what he thought about it, and he just texted me, "Sucked." And so I don't know if I think it completely sucks because there's a lot of elements to it that are very intriguing. I was very bored for the first bit of it, or I guess a lot of it. And then something intriguing would happen. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is the hook that's going to keep me invested. And then a lot of dry exposition would happen. And then I felt like it revealed its cards too soon. So I was just disappointed. So I guess that's my overall thought.
The story looks good on paper, but the execution was awful. It was dull and boring. Every character was the same except for like Lisa Kudrow, who was in it for like 3 seconds. They were just, how many times were we going to see longing stares and crying and tears? Get up.
Yeah, it was very repetitious in that doldrums.
Yeah, it was tedious and redundant.
He's like, I just want to tell her, sit on the other side of the train and be done with it. Just quit looking. It just doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't very grounded in reality either because they would have Luke Evans, who I like. Yeah, I'm glad he's doing stuff and he's getting to do more stuff like that. But at the same time, when Emily Blunt's character gets to go over her house or his house and vice versa, I don't think the cops would, allow that to happen. It wouldn't be that easy.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of convenience in the film that characters did.
One of the coolest aspects of the movie, I thought, was Danny Elfman did the score to it. And it definitely didn't sound like a Danny Elfman score.
Yeah.
It was like really offbeat and kind of cool, that aspect.
Yeah.
I think that was the one thing I really enjoyed.
I could see everything I think they wanted to do. I just don't know if they pulled it off. But then you have Susan, and a lot of people like Susan, who liked it. I mean, you came out of it kind of
Yeah,
loving all that.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I feel like every year there's a movie like that. That's like the mystery. Somebody goes missing, and I just love trying to figure it out. I do agree. I figured it out pretty quickly. That's true. But there is a twist. It's when she's talking to Lisa Kudrow's character. So that was something I didn't realize that part. There's like a revelation there toward the end.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my little like aha thing that I at least was hoping for. I can agree that it wasn't like it was poorly directed.
Very poorly.
Yeah, it was a mess.
From
Like
Taylor, who did Get On Up and
The
Help, which I was surprised he even directed it. It doesn't seem like his. Although I don't think I really like is Get On Up. Is that the
James Brown one.
Yeah, I didn't like that movie, and that kind of was a little bit. It was because of the directing or the way it was edited and stuff. So it was probably poorly executed. That is a hard premise to make a movie about.
Right. Yeah.
It was very like choppy, and it was like a lot of scenes but I think because I already knew like this girl's gonna go missing, I was already in the zone of like, okay, I'm ready to follow each scene and figure out the mystery. And I just had fun with it. I just enjoyed it. I wasn't bored. It didn't feel slow to me, but it's one of those things where I think y'all make valid points, but I enjoyed it. Like I don't know.
But can we all agree that Emily Blunt was
She was
pretty
really
fantastic?
Great.
She gives a very committed performance.
Yeah.
She just goes for it.
I want to say, like, there's a line, like, literally in the beginning where she just is, like, with the baby on the train, and she just says, like, is it a girl or something? And I turned to my friend, like, I didn't even know I was just like, is her character, that she was an alcoholic, but I was like, is she drunk? Like, it was just such a subtle way to be a drunk. It just proved, again, how good of an actress she is without, like, overdoing it.
Right, because to be in that inebriated state of dullness through the whole thing with all of her mental issues of just grief and everything else, and still not play it as stumbling, not coming out like Jack Sparrow or something.
Yeah. That's one thing I appreciate.
Would have been better.
No, I cannot stand. I don't like that because I'm like, when you're drunk, you're not necessarily like a sloppy mess like that.
Yeah,
all
and
the
if you've
time.
ever known what do they call them with those people who can just function in society and you never really know they've been drinking?
Functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, if you've been around those people, people who can function as an alcoholic, what do they call them?
And I know with someone like that, and that's
and you're
why
like,
it's
wow,
like,
really? Yeah. So I think she did that brilliantly. Now, what's her name? Did they try to get Jennifer
Haley
Lawrence?
Bennett.
And Jennifer Lawrence was like, I can't do it. I'm not going to do these scenes. So they found somebody who looked identical to Jennifer Lawrence.
Who?
The girl that played
Haley
Hanks?
Bennett. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think she looks like.
I thought she looked more like that girl from Civil War that played the descendant of what's her face, Carter.
Oh yeah,
She does kind of look like Emily Van Camp. She has her eyes a little bit.
she's that every girl sort of a look.
I think she's cute. She was in The Magnificent Seven, so she's like turned me around since then. Like I feel like that was kind of her.
Yeah. And they brought her in, and again, I think, going back to the direction, I think they decided almost last minute to make this some kind of sort of sexy thriller. And they're like, all right, we're going to put all the sex and nudity on you, and it's going to be so disjointed.
Some very terrible slow motion.
Yeah, it was just, and her backstory, I'm sure in the book played out better. It was just like, so, some things were so glossed over, so.
It would have been
very disappointing
better if it was Throw Mama from a Train.
Throw Rachel from the train.
Yes.
Yeah. And I will say, the Lisa Kudrow character who we see on the train, I think it would have been brilliant to have Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox be the other two women sitting on the train
Did
with
you
her.
hear she did, Emily Blunt did the interview with, I don't know, Jimmy Fallon or somebody, and originally Lisa Kudrow's character was supposed to be named Monica, and it was going to be like, Rachel, Monica, and they changed it because they were like, that's going to be too weird for people, so they changed her name to Martha.
But that late in the movie, in this movie, that would have been great. That would have been fabulous. Because you're right, because we get the reveal there, but by then, I'd already checked out. By then, I was like...
And you already knew, but you didn't know that fact, I guess.
Right. There was a lot that we didn't know. So, I'll tell you what, we're going to take another small break and come back and break down a little bit more movies we didn't get to, plus Blu-rays and other stuff that's going on, and some Halloween movies. We got to get to that as well. So, a lot to jam into this show on this week's Entertainment Answer.
What the hell happened here? There's a fight. One guy took them all down with his bare hands. He's still in there.
Turn around, mister. Let me see your hands. Slowly.
Aggravated assault is a felony in this state, Mr. Reacher.
Process him and get him to county.
Two things are gonna happen in the next 90 seconds.
Excuse me?
First, that phone over there is gonna ring. Second, you're gonna be wearing these cuffs on your way to prison.
Well, that is one magnificent prophecy, Mr. Reacher.
Just gonna keep on ringing.
Thanks for tipping us off to that sheriff. When are you coming to D.C.?
I move around a lot.
You're a legend. Folks wonder why you left. Purple Heart, Silver Star. There's this big dent in the desk. People say you made it with someone's head.
Jack Reacher for Major Turner.
Major Turner's been arrested.
On what charge?
Espionage.
He's been set up.
How much does Reacher know?
How's it going? I don't like being followed.
You think you're invulnerable.
That's right. Maybe I rip your arm off and beat you to death with it. I'm sorry about this. Reacher? He's here to kill you.
My men were shot by one of our own. This is bigger than I imagined. You ever lose anyone on your watch, Reacher?
You're a dead man. You think you're above the law. But I'm not the law. So you should start running, because I'm going to start hunting. And when I find you, I'm going to kill you all. It's a haircut. All you guys go to the same barber?
Like, I mean, I guess you could be a little stunned at that point, like a little numb to everything.
Yes, but
it'd be hard to register.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't the best.
Not at all. All right, well, we're breaking down October films in our October RoundTable podcast / what's going on in the month, which again is one of my favorite shows of the month to do because it's just fun to kind of look ahead and get excited about things. And then at the end of the month go, wow, I can't believe I got excited about that. But I don't think it's going to be that bad. Now, Curly and I both had Inferno on our list.
Yeah.
Again, because of Tom Hanks. But then, are you a fan of the franchise? Is that what
I am? I've enjoyed them. I've read a couple of the Dan Brown.
See, I haven't read
novels.
the books.
I haven't read those. I've read some of his other ones.
No.
Yeah, because I watched those.
Interesting.
Movies.
Right.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the Da Vinci Code. I thought it was an interesting premise,
Mhm.
and then I enjoyed Inferno. Not as much as I enjoyed.
Or not Inferno. What was the
excuse
second
me,
one?
Angels and Demons.
Right.
Not as much as I enjoyed the Da Vinci Code.
That's weird because I liked him because I liked what Ewan McGregor brought as that priest. I kind of
did.
liked Angels and Demons better.
I like the intrigue of the papacy and everything's supposed to be it's not. It's like it's kind of political and stuff like that, but it's because it's a religious thing. You don't think of it in those terms, but
yeah, I kind of watch it like as a National Treasure movie where they find all these clues and they kind of walk. That's the interesting part to me.
And I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good movie and stuff. I'm looking forward to this because it's Dante's Inferno and it's following the clues and seeing things that aren't there or seeing things that no one else sees. And I think it's great. And I like the Langdon character and I like the. I've not read the book, but in the previews, it looks like something happens to him, and he ends up working against himself, basically, almost not hypnotized, but he's like doing something and then kind of comes back,
right?
And I kind of like that idea that somebody with his mind is working for the enemy.
Yeah. I haven't done that much into the movie, but because of Tom Hanks and because of Dr. Langdon, those two elements. I'm like, I'm going to give the third one a shot. I think it's going to be. I might come out
what
going.
his hair is going to look like? I don't
know. Yeah, so it'll be intriguing. I was kind of surprised. I was really surprised they did a second one because, and then now that they're doing the third one, obviously something's working about this. Mm-hmm. But Brian's definitely not going to see it because he's got his sunglasses on.
I am not going to see it.
It's not the Holocaust.
It is not.
So you're checking out. Now. The Rob Zombie film 31.
Yes.
You mentioned that on your list, so I got to ask you why that was good enough to make a top 4.
Because I like Rob Zombie's films minus his remakes of Halloween and Halloween 2.
Why didn't you like those?
Yeah.
They were really bad remakes.
Don't remake something that doesn't need to be remade.
Well, with Rob Zombie with the Halloween, he went into like why Mike Myers was the way he was, which was not fun. But 31 is about this like group of people who kidnap these innocent people and bring them to like this haunted house where these 31 serial killer clowns are there to kill you, and you have to escape the night and survive.
Half of them are in Fort Worth right now.
I was just thinking.
Excellent.
That's great timing.
It looks really cool, and I'm always a sucker for Rob Zombie stuff because I loved Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses and The Lords of Salem.
Yeah. Now, what was the deal lately with John Carpenter bagging on Rob Zombie? Was it just about Halloween?
Which was awesome. Rob Zombie made a comment about John Carpenter and like how John Carpenter wasn't nice or something like that, and like John Carpenter just doesn't care. And then they asked John Carpenter about that, and John Carpenter's like,
"Who's Rob Zombie?"
Yeah, well, worse than that. It was called him some expletive
right.
Wow.
names. It was great. I'm pro John Carpenter all the way.
Yeah, well, you have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he just brought us many legends of films, which we're going to probably talk about here in a second.
But
since
31,
it is,
he's like one of the only filmmakers. Yes, the thing. He's one of the filmmakers that really just does his thing. The gore, the horror. He loves it.
Mhm.
I like that.
now, and Preston, Susan, you guys had Moonlight on your list,
Yeah.
which I've kind of that's come on my radar. It didn't make my list. It looks really dark. and
Boyhood.
heavy.
That
Looks
is
like
very,
Boyhood.
yeah.
His favorite
Well,
movie.
even reading the description, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Boyhood, but I mean, different events are
Yeah.
probably going to happen in his life.
Yeah.
It looks like a character-driven film, and I like those. As long as like something more happens in like American Honey.
Yeah.
It screwed
Like-
somewhere, and like the reviews for it are just
It was
amazing.
Yeah.
It was at TIFF too.
Yeah.
It looks like it's getting praised pretty highly. So
Yeah, and it's directed by Barry Jenkins, who I'm not familiar with any of his work.
I forget the name of the movie that he did, but it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, he did a couple of TV series and some shorts, but then he did Medicine for Melancholy.
That's what it is. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. So yeah, so I don't know that anything about it to
I think
put
the
it on.
actor's coming into town. For
Yeah.
interviews for the movie.
Well, he's from here.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, and he wrote the story too, right? The guy that's the main actor. Did he write it?
It's not the main actor isn't coming in. He's like down the list of the supporting actors.
Oh, maybe that was my confusion.
But I heard that the main actor is really, really good in it.
that's another thing. I think if he's that good, maybe it could be Oscar potential.
You never. Well, Boyhood somehow or another squeaked in there for an Oscar nod.
Well, Patricia Arquette got.
Hey, that's
Best
coming out on
Actress.
Criterion this month.
It is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
That and Macabre and Miss Miller.
Should I watch it again on Criterion?
Yeah, and all the extras.
All the extras.
And the commentary.
All right. I tell you what, you and I can go check out the new Kevin Hart movie, and then we'll go back and watch the.
I'll make that deal.
Oh shoot! I was hoping you wouldn't make that deal because I don't want to watch Boyhood again. Did you like Boyhood?
I just haven't seen Boyhood.
Oh.
I like Boyhood.
I really
I think
like
I'm the only
Boyhood.
person that didn't like it.
Boyhood was like my number
But you liked
3 that year, or
Ghostbusters.
4 or something.
Yes.
Ugh, so weird.
Hey, I saw Ghostbusters again for the second time or third time last week.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was enjoying it.
I'm sorry.
It was fun.
I'm going to watch it again. I am. I'm going to watch it several times.
Yeah.
And every time I'm going to text you, Brian, every time I'm watching
And
it,
we need to take pictures of the screen and send it to him.
of my favorite parts.
That's
There's
right.
every part.
Which
You
was
know, we're
every
going to
part.
tie you up and make you watch it with us.
It's going to be another 9 to 5, which is a segue to DVDs and Blu-rays for October. Things that are coming out that we want to see. Ghostbusters coming out. I mentioned that I want to see. But you brought a stack of stuff, and then John Carpenter on the very top, which we just talked about, who did a great movie called.
We're doing the John Carpenter. The Thing. So they got this 2-disc collector's edition from Shout Factory.
Yeah, Scream Factory, part of Shout Factory. Scream Factory does all like their horror and scary stuff.
So yeah, if you're like a person who actually cares about owning a physical copy and cares about all these extras, it comes
It's
loaded.
worth it. It's worth
Right.
it. Scream Factory has done this with tons of movies that they're doing these collector's editions with, and they all come with new scans and new commentaries and extras. They're so worth it.
Now, is this the first time the thing's been released in a collector's edition Blu-ray? Or
I don't know. It was 2000 something because they had one. Because one of the features is an audio commentary with Carpenter and Kurt Russell, and that's an older one. Because I remember it being on the list that they have a new commentary, but that was an older one.
So yeah, this has been released on Blu-ray and on DVD a couple times before, but this is the one you want because there's new like artwork with it, and just it's the one to own.
Yeah,
sweet. And then what else you got? A Wonderful Life, which
It's a Wonderful Life
can be confused with The Thing if you're not careful.
I'm writing my DVD reviews, and so I'm calling it The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
Clever.
this
Not
is
just
the
a pretty face.
70th anniversary edition of
Gosh.
It's a Wonderful Life, and it comes with both the black and white version and the color version, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know there's people out there that are against why add color to something that's timeless, but hey, if it's whatever it needs to do to keep people watching it, because younger generations are probably not going to give into something like this.
Yeah.
Matt, how old were you when this came out?
Third grade. Yeah, I'm going to tell you.
I'm gonna.
It still hurts.
I'm gonna
It still
start
hurts.
treating you like I do Curly sometimes. I'm gonna forget you're saying things.
Now you know how I feel.
Mhm. But Wonderful Life did bring us Bert and Ernie for the Sesame Street, so we can give it that. And it's a good movie to watch.
There you go.
So what else in your stack? You got
All right, so these are Twilight time, so they're pretty much like Criterion to a sense. They bring older films that are have collecting dust on shelves, and so
And the thing with
But
Twilight,
unlike maybe you're gonna go ahead.
but with Twilight Time, they only released 3,000 copies of each one, so they sell
cool.
out super fast. So if you go on Amazon like 2 weeks after these are available, they're like $60 to $80.
How many does Criterion do?
That unlimited basically until they go out of.
And unlike
these are
Criterion,
worth it.
it seems like they do more films that were mainstream at the time. Like Criterion, some of their stuff they released, I got to admit, I've never.
It's stuff
some
of
of
cultural significance.
I feel like Criterion, they're a little more pretentious.
Yeah,
they
maybe.
get those
They would
kind of
never do
movies.
9 to 5.
Yeah,
How about Tootsie?
They did Tootsie.
Yeah, they did Tootsie.
Ah.
These are a lot of like the lesser known films. I feel like
The
besides
ones that have
9 to
been, like,
5,
swept
but
under the rug for a while, and they bring them back out. But Twilight Time does a pretty good job. They don't have like the extras that Criterion does, but they still have like some good commentaries, like score only tracks, and like booklets too.
But you got some there's a great Charles Bronson film in there.
there's two. Well, I don't know about great, but
as far as Charles Bronson movies go.
yeah, there's Murphy's Law. These all came out in September, actually.
Yeah.
So they release like 5 or 6 in the middle of each month.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
got Murphy's Law from Noon Till 3, which from Noon Till 3 was really good story, but it's just one of those ones where it just takes a turn and it gets really bad.
Yeah. I just
Remo-
can't get over the cover art. That's my favorite part of that whole
Show
thing.
the audience.
If you can see the look on Charles Bronson's face.
Yeah.
He's just smoking a cigarette and
glowing.
Isn't that like the real thing?
I guess, but just the look on his face just cracks me up for
He's
some
very
reason.
confident.
He is very confident. He is. He's very confident. He was the Tom Cruise of the 70s.
Before Death Wish.
Before Death Wish. And then I saw in there Remo Williams, which I have never seen.
And it's called The Adventure Begins, and it's the only one. So after they made this,
It began and
ended.
The adventure
the same
begins,
movie.
and that's that.
So they were trying to make Fred Ward into an action star.
Oh.
And it just didn't work out. So
It didn't work out. Poor Fred.
Oh goodness.
Oh, and then I see a copy of Carrie sitting there. I think that
Yeah, Carrie is also part of the Scream Factory collector's edition, and it's a new 4K scan of the original negative.
Nice.
And there's tons of new interviews and new features on it. It's really, really cool. And actually, Scream Factory has partnered up in Los Angeles to do a Carrie-themed prom party for charity.
Wow.
Oh, that'd be
Flooded
fun.
Everything. It's awesome. And then, of
And they're gonna
course,
eat rats.
Astro Zombies. This is a crazy...
he pay you to do this?
crazy, horrible movie from Kino Lorber. It is one of the worst movies you've probably ever seen, but so bad it's good. It was made for $30,000. 10% of that, which went to John Carradine, the actor, the father to...
now was he the John Carradine when the movie came out, or did he later become John?
Oh,
Carradine?
no. This was like later in his career,
Okay.
John Carradine.
Is this
Like,
David Carradine's dad?
Absolutely. It also stars Tura Satana, who was in the excellent cult film Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. But it is
Which became a great '80s band that nobody knew about.
true. But this movie is terrible about a mad scientist who kills innocent people and turns them into like these zombies who like the cover art is like the best part of the movie. However, this Blu-ray comes with a commentary track by the guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, nice.
Riff tracks.
Now I'm sold.
It's so good. There's 2 other commentaries. One's by the director who's like 85 now, and he is just so into this movie that he just narrates and says how much he loves this movie.
Watch this part. Watch this part.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's so good.
He's all in on this still.
Yes, he
50
is.
years later.
And then you have a film historian, a film expert, giving another commentary who curses through the whole thing and how bad it is. I mean, it's worth it for that alone.
Yeah.
Highly recommend Astro Zombies.
But not as a digital version, only with the commentary.
Only with the commentary. The Riff Tracks commentary is excellent.
Sold. All right, cool. Well, it is October, so we're going to talk about scary movies. We mentioned a few there. Take a small break and come back and talk about our favorite scary movies.
Yeah.
And some of ours we'll never watch again right here on the Entertainment Answer. Because we were too scared.
You're different. Sooner or later, different scares people. You think if you don't fight back, then maybe they'll like you. Stop picking on you, calling you a freak. Victim or not, make a decision.
Your son is a remarkable young man. It wouldn't surprise me if he has more in common with Einstein, Mozart, and Picasso than he does with us. He has highly advanced cognitive skills. The obsessive personality.
Can our son lead a normal life?
Define normal. Maybe he's capable of much more than we know.
Say you're the head of the Sinaloa cartel. Who can you trust to track your stolen cash? He's capable of coming in cold, uncooking years of books, and getting out alive. Imagine the secrets this guy has.
Who are you?
Can our son lead a normal life?
Define normal.
It's the best.
Even Tim Burton got a picture with him.
Yeah.
Posted it.
Yeah. See, that's again why Fantastic Fest is probably one of the better fests. I'm going to go next year. I'm going next year. Whatever I have to do. Well, welcome back to our final segment of our October breakout of what's happening in the films and DVDs of the first fall month, I guess. We live in Texas. I don't know where you're listening to us at, but...
We're going to get some fall tomorrow.
Are we?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like in
It's
the
going
upper
to be in the
70s. Yeah, it's supposed to be like in the upper 70s or something tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's been 90s all week. So
yeah.
for
last
us,
week was good.
Our
Last week
weather
was fall.
report.
I got a lot of leaves in my pool.
Do you?
Yeah, they're starting to fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just been too hot.
I know. And so for a lot of people, though, they're like, oh, this is fall. It's pumpkin season. I'm having to go to Starbucks and get my pumpkin lattes.
Praise God, that's back.
Etc. So people like that. But for us, it's kind of hard to think about fall. But with that comes Halloween and scary movies. This is when every channel is going to be showing all the great horror films.
Yeah, Chillers.
AMC.
Everybody's going to be on Chiller now.
On Chiller and streaming all the fun stuff. I am not a horror film fan. And Susan, you're really not. You have your favorites, but you don't really gravitate to these.
I like the cheesy ones, like the Halloween kind of stuff, like the Michael Myers.
Sort of the classic ones?
Freddy Krueger,
Freddy Krueger, and then like Scream
Hellraiser.
and I Know What You Did Last Summer, those things. So like slashers. I like slashers, but I don't like...
Oh, you're well-rounded.
Yeah. I don't like the Exorcist.
See, yeah, that's me. I don't do the whole possession of Emily Rose stuff and Exorcist. And
Rosemary's
Why
Baby.
not? Because it could happen.
Yeah, Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
Man, that sent me over the edge.
I think one of the quotes of the year from the show was, "That's on you for playing with the Ouija board."
Yeah, exactly.
Susan said that. You got possessed? That's on you. We're talking about Conjuring 2.
When I watched Exorcist, I learned. I was like, I will never touch a Ouija board. And
I know.
look, that was a true story.
I know. So yeah. So you like those kind of classic slashers?
Yeah.
I'm scared to even ask Brian what he watches at Halloween. But Preston, are you kind of the more classic guy, or do you like some of the newer, like even The Ring and?
I'm pretty mixed. Probably my favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors.
That's such a good one with Lawrence Fishburne, a young Lawrence
Yeah.
Fishburne.
But I like the newer ones, like It Follows and The Guest. I feel like my wife and I will watch a good mix of the old ones and the new ones. Like she likes Halloween, and I like Nightmare on Elm Street, and we also like to mix in Scream and movies like that. So we're pretty well rounded.
Yeah, and the horror genre's kind of shifted from the earlier, like the Nightmare on Elm Streets and Halloween, to because films like It Follows and The Guest, to me, are in a totally different feel than a horror film. They're kind of
it's like similar to the old. I like those movies because they feel like the old ones in a way. Like it's all right now. It's all about possession. I feel like that's or found footage.
But like you could look at The Guest, and he could sort of be a Michael Myers sort of character, but he's more. He fits into society more. He's a little bit more subtle with that.
Well,
with
it's
his
like
craziness.
You can like if somebody had never seen Halloween, I feel like they could pick it apart a lot more than we could because we watched those movies when we were young, and so we have that kind of nostalgia for it. But I feel like movies like The Guest give it that brains that a lot of people have nowadays or want from their movies nowadays. And so I feel like that's kind of, it does fit in there, but it's also evolved.
Right. Now, is there a movie that you've seen that's scary that you will never see again or do you just not be scared by anything?
I mean, I get freaked out by some movies. I know when my wife and I bought our house and we watched The Conjuring Alone in the Dark, like that was scary, but I don't think there's one movie. My dad built up The Exorcist for me when I was a kid. Like he told me he watched it at home on his TV, and he said it scared him for like 7 years. And so I remember when they re-released it when I was like 7 years old, and I remember peeking into the theater. It was during the worst part when she's like twirling her head, so that freaked me out when I was a kid. But when I watched it, I was like, it's just a good movie, and it has its like horrific moments. But I don't.
I can't even when they show like all these specials on Halloween shows, they'll always show a clip from The Exorcist, and every time it comes on, I'm like, no, I just don't want to. Just freaks me out. That movie is just so.
Yeah, and we like our lighter stuff, like Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus is probably like one of my favorite Halloween movies.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that because a lot of people are posting Hocus Pocus.
It's
stuff.
just that, especially if you watched it. Like I watched it as a kid in the theaters, and that was one that was like, ooh, like my first not scary movie, but my first like. Halloween, besides like Casper. I don't know if that counts as one, but Casper and Hocus.
Witches of Eastwick was cool.
Yeah.
Remember that one? So do you have a go-to? It's the Curly Home?
Psycho has always been the one for me that did it.
It's the Hitchcock fan.
I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. But with Psycho, I saw that when I was maybe in 5th grade, and I was home alone sick, and so I watched it one afternoon. And after it was over, I realized I shouldn't have watched it because it stayed with me for probably 6 months. I remember we went on a family trip, and we were at a friend's house or at a family house in an old farmhouse in Alabama. And it was one of those old farmhouses with like the long hallway with just rooms on either side of the hallway, like in most scary movies. And so I'm in there in a room, no air conditioning, by myself. And I remember laying there in the dark, listening to the wind blow, thinking, did I just hear a creak? Was that Norman? Was that Norman's? There's a closet. If I open up that closet, is the grandma going to be in there?
Right.
It's all that kind of creepy stuff. So that's always really done it for me. But I'll tell you, a go-to for me that you're an idiot about is Aliens.
What?
Yeah.
We're not talking about
for Halloween.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
I say the first one is more.
It's not Halloween. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I love. See, I'm not a gore kind of person.
No, that's fine. If you would have said some other sci-fi film that was good, I'd be okay with it.
What do you want? Event Horizon, Pitch Black.
Event Horizon's so good.
Yeah. I just okay. I'm out. I'm not. That's cool.
I like.
But that
like
wasn't
Aliens.
scary. That was kind of dumb.
It was chaotic, and that's what I like about it. It's chaos. You've got these Marines that are, they're elites. They're the best. They're Marines, and they can handle anything. And they get thrown into that situation where, I mean, one of the best scenes is when they're in that room and they're going, the thing's going boop boop.
Right.
They're 2 meters out. They're
game over, man. Game over.
They're in the room. They're right here in the room. That can't be possible. And then they realize, and they look up in the ceiling tiles. I mean, that is scary. When they're walking, and all of a sudden they turn around from the wall, and stuff. I mean, that's scary crap.
All right.
Is your mind changed now? You like it, right?
Nope.
Did you like the first one?
I like the first one better than this one.
Did you like the third one or the fourth one?
I don't know if I've seen the third one or fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah,
they don't exist.
They don't exist.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're the holiday special of.
Yeah. All right.
But I like those, and I really like the Insidious trilogy. I thought those were really good.
Yeah, you like the Insidious stuff.
I really enjoyed those. My 11-year-old Jillian loves them.
Yeah, I don't. No. Again, that's anything that's the possession or any sort of ghosts or apparitions or stuff. I can't do. But that said, my favorite one I think is The Shining. I think the Kubrick version of The Shining is my go-to.
I got
scary film to watch.
A friend of mine, Frank Redmond, the guy that wrote Elijah, is on his way to Colorado, and he's actually going to spend a night at that hotel,
The Overlook.
Yeah, and he actually gave me yesterday a behind-the-scenes thing from The Shining, and it's about 15 minutes or so of them like working a scene out and sitting around writing and just all this. I mean, Kubrick shooting him, when he's locked in the.
It's on the Blu-ray. His daughter made that documentary. It's like half an hour.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's really cool to watch them do the scene, then come back to the camera doing it, and this is a really tense scene, and he's like yelling, through the refrigerator, the walk-in,
right,
and all that. And he's sitting there and he's hanging on it, and Kubrick is literally underneath with the camera shooting him and stuff. And then he gets up and they start joking around and stuff. Man, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film as far as that. And then of
nothing
course,
like the book.
Nothing like the book.
No,
but and even the Stephen King version that he did later for TV was horrid. So
yeah, and Stephen King doesn't like the Shining movie.
Yeah, well. Stephen King doesn't really know much about movies, and I love Stephen King. He's my favorite author, but
he's made a lot of money off selling the rights.
He has, but he does. His smartest move is to let people like Kubrick make his films instead of trying to be entrenched in that. And he just needs to write them. So Brian, what do you watch at Halloween?
What do I watch at Halloween? Well, Trick or Treat.
Faces of Death
movie. Trick or Treat.
I forgot Trick or Treat.
Like Trick or Treat.
R Treat. Anthology movie.
Get it right.
Well, no, because there's another movie called Trick or Treat.
Yeah, Trick or Treat. It was excellent. A lot of cool vignettes that all kind of cohesively came together.
It is a great movie.
Like a Kentucky Fried Halloween?
Almost like that. Just all horror. It was actually really good. You said The Shining, yes. Exorcist, yes. I always watch Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. It's a real silly but really gory horror movie.
Yeah.
It's one of his first ones. It's so good. And then the one that really scared me the most is a 1985 movie called Demons by Dario Argento. For some reason, that movie really scared me. It was about a group of people who went to a movie screening, and they just holed up the whole theater, and demons came out and started attacking people.
Sounds like From Dusk Till Dawn.
This is my nightmare.
So it hits home.
Yeah.
All
Nobody said Leprechaun.
Those are fun.
Warwick Davis and Jennifer Aniston.
Or Candyman.
Candyman. Helen.
Yeah, there was
Candyman
there was that
creepy.
whole time period where all these films came out and they were all kind of the same.
Yeah.
And I always watch Halloween. I always watch The Great Pumpkin.
Charlie Brown. Yeah,
Right. Oh
absolutely.
yeah, Great Pumpkin's good. And what was Pinhead? What was the Pinhead movie? Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 1 and 2 were excellent.
I never watched those.
You didn't like those,
Hellraiser 1 and
Preston?
2.
I read the Hellraiser book, but I never watched the movie.
Barker.
Yeah. So,
Bram Stoker's Dracula was really good.
it was. I went back and rewatched that not too long ago.
That I remember Kat and I were engaged, I think, and we watched that one night. And when he spit on the crucifix and it erupted in flame, I lost my mind.
That's when it happened.
I lost it. I almost pooped myself. But I did get her to stay the night that night because I was scared.
Oh, well played.
Yes.
Curly, well played. All right. So anything we didn't hit on Halloween? Do you guys dress up for Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
Uh-huh.
Do you have go to adult parties?
Trunk,
kind of adult party?
trunk or treat at our
you know what I
church.
mean.
We can't dress up too scary.
Yes, I have a fun costume I'm doing this year.
Yeah, we saw the
doing?
picture. She has it on her phone.
Oh yeah.
You ought to go as that kid from the Rodney Dangerfield Easy Money movie.
I'm going to do Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Didn't you want to do that before?
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't get to.
Oh, okay.
I did Eyes Wide Shut last year.
Wait,
I
when
had
he's
cloaks
standing in
and-
front of the mirror?
Yeah, the tuck in and everything.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Tucking and everything.
Yep, gonna happen.
Tuck and stroll.
By yourself, or are you going to an actual party?
No, he's doing this at
I'm
home.
going out.
Doing this at home with a VHS
He always comes to
camcorder.
my house and asks for candy. So,
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
so Susan, what are you dressing up as?
My boyfriend and I are gonna do. He's gonna be Toad, and I'll be the girl version of Mario.
Oh, I was thinking Frog.
Are you
and
guys
Toad.
gamers? Is that why, or is that because that's kind of unique?
What?
Do you guys-
He's a gamer.
Is
He's
he?
hardcore. But we wanted to think of something movie-esque, but it was hard. We wanted to do something, and it was way too hard. I forgot what we were trying to think of, but I was able to find on Pinterest like a cute version of Mario.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'll do this. It'll be easy enough.
Are you going to do the
together.
cute version of Mario or
Yeah.
the sexy version of Mario? And
Cute.
I only say that because
Cute.
Halloween, everybody tries to do the
I
whole
know.
sexy versions
I'm not.
of stuff.
I don't do sexy. I do cute.
All right, that's smart. Impressing you guys dressing up?
I don't know. We haven't dressed up since 2 years ago. We were actually invited to a party because I've noticed that now that my wife and I are married, that we don't get invited to a lot of places because we're a unit now, I guess. So
As you weren't,
like you'd get
as
more.
You weren't before.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A mutual
You
friend
want
of
to
ours.
come over for dinner and have a little dinner party?
We got
Yeah.
friends.
Okay. I was like, we need to. Dang it!
Fine.
Get Preston and his wife out.
I feel like all year long we always think of like really cool ideas for Halloween costumes. But the last time we dressed up, I was Ryan Gosling from Drive because I had the jacket, and then she just dressed up as a crazy cat lady.
Nice.
Some of
Like
those
from The
are
Simpsons.
fun.
No, she just had a cat shirt, and we pinned stuffed cats to her.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know what we're going to do. We always, do something because we have the 4-year-old who loves to every day he's going to be something different. So I don't know. We try to do something themed.
And I always pass out candy. I always pass out the full size bars.
You're like
Nice.
that awesome
You're the
neighbor.
good guy.
Because I remember when
No circus peanuts at your house.
Yeah, when I grew up, there was only like 2 houses that always did that. I was like, this is the best house. So I
Yeah.
wanted to recreate that.
That's
Right.
awesome.
Any
Costco.
candy that wasn't candy corn was the best house. Or
Right.
Tootsie Rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Halloween's just fun. It's just fun to go out and do something. And if a good friend of ours who, one of our reps for movies, she does probably one of the best Halloween parties. Tanya, she does one of the best Halloween parties ever. And they really go all out and stuff. So it's just fun to watch pictures of people's costumes and stuff. So it's
That is one of my favorite things, to see people post their Halloween costumes on Facebook. I love that.
Yeah, good times. All right, well, fun times. Appreciate you guys coming in, always helping us do a show and talk about fun stuff and kind of put up with Brian and his greasy strangler.
I'm here.
The greasy
Yeah.
Not
Brian.
changing.
Yeah. So check us all out. Where's a good place to catch us online there? B4K.
Twitter is the Int Answer, the ENT Answer. Facebook is the Entertainment Answer. YouTube is the Entertainment Answer. And you can email us at theentertainmentanswer@gmail.com and tell us. Give us
Seems so old school. Why would people email us? I wonder what they would email us.
Write us a letter.
Send us
I
a
was listening to the
VHS.
show.
Write us a haiku.
Yeah, send us a VHS tape.
Yes. Here's my list of Halloween shows in letter form. All right, yeah, check us out online, and we'll be back next week to talk about some other stuff hitting theaters in October. And we're going to know next week if not The Accountant was good. So if that made all of our lists, and if it should. So check it all out. We'll be back with more next week on The Entertainment Answer.